This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell and Stacy Jensen. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Give them a call, 727-9900.
It's Friday. Welcome and thanks so much for joining us here on News 25. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Stacy Jensen. It is Friday, January 7th.
Well, you might have seen them already in town. Legacy Racing is running their off-road race this weekend. They started a little bit today with training and looking at the track, but beginning tomorrow at 8:15 in the morning, Saturday, January 8th, at the Prump Nugget, the racers will have a police escort traveling north on Highway 160 to the town of Johnny. The finish line will be in the parking lot of the Prump Nugget just a few hours later. For a complete schedule, you can find them on the web at legacyracing.net.
And Senator Harry Reid's memorial service will be held tomorrow in Las Vegas at the Smith Center, where the road closures are expected to be in the area from 6 a.m. until 2 p.m., as President Joseph Biden and Barack Obama are expected to attend. Services are scheduled to begin at 11 a.m. with over 30-year public servant who passed away back in December.
Well, Nye Communities Coalition has received a grant that is helping organizations start a suicide prevention club at Pahrump Valley High School. Nye Communities Coalition Carla Began tells us more.
We received a grant through the Department of Health and Human Services, and one of the components of the grant is suicide prevention. And so we have started a suicide prevention club at Pahrump Valley High School. It's in its second year this year. It's also a mental health awareness. This year, we're working in conjunction with a program called Erica's Lighthouse, and it's bringing depression out of the darkness. And letting the kids know that there's some place for them to go, that it's okay to not be okay, but don't be alone in it, because depression feeds on itself when you're alone and isolated. So it has been this big stigma about talking about mental health and what's going on inside our heads, and that's what this group is about, getting the end to that stigma. The group here at Pahrump Valley High School, they called themselves I'm the Change. Suicide is the second leading cause of death in the state of Nevada amongst children.
Wow.
So we want to really get this information out there. We're rolling this program out into other communities too. We started one in Lincoln County, and we're hoping to get one in Round Mountain pretty soon here too. So as many kids as we can help and let them know that it's okay to talk about your mental health. I mean, we talk about our physical health. Why is talking about our brain health any different? If we train first aiders to respond just like we train physical first responders to intervene when somebody's having a heart attack. You know, if somebody's having a mental health crisis, if we could respond to that, then as a community, we're going to be better off.
Thanks so much, Carla. Well, for more information about the suicide prevention programs, you can call Nye Communities Coalition at 775-727-9970. And if you or someone you know is thinking about suicide, immediate help is available by calling the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. That number, 1-800-273-8255.
And CES 2022 is a wrap. The huge consumer electronics show taking place this week in Las Vegas closed today, one day earlier than originally scheduled due to COVID. The annual event showcases some of the hottest new technology. Tech expert Mike Saltzman takes a look at some of the highlights.
The 55th annual Consumer Electronics Show is in the city, and it's also a virtual show as well. You know, best of both worlds for those who weren't able to travel here for the big convention, but lots of cool tech nonetheless, including products that won't break the bank. So, for example, the Infinity Game Table from Arcade 1UP. Check this out, it's awesome. Best known for its replica arcade cabinets, Infinity Game Table is a sit-down experience with up to 6 people to play iconic board games, with several classics built in like Monopoly, Scrabble, and Battleship, to name a few. There are dozens more, all playable on that 24 or 32-inch HD touchscreen. Plus, you can download more games like Harry Potter Wizard's Chess and play against others over the internet. Prices start at $6.99 at infinitygametable.com. Next up, Roku, the #1 smart TV operating system in the US, announced a partnership with Sharp for 2022. So you can expect a full line of HD and 4K TVs with the award-winning Roku platform built in. So no need to buy a separate Roku streamer. You can access your favorite streaming services, and it supports 3 major voice ecosystems, more than 200 live channels, and much more. So expect Roku-powered Sharp TVs in 2022. All right, next up, Oral-B chose CES to announce new brush models that utilize its I/O technology, but at a more affordable price point. IO4 and IO5 both enable better oral health care with its spinning heads, a smart pressure sensor, rainbow celebration lights for brushing for 2 minutes, and connectivity with the Oral-B app that uses 3D tracking in real time. How cool is that? They're launching in 2022 for under $100 a piece. Awesome. All right, let's now pivot and talk automotive tech. The 2024 Chevrolet Silverado EV was officially unveiled during CES, a reimagined full-size pickup that GM promises will offer up to 400 miles of range. The 2024 Silverado supports DC fast charging capabilities, which means you can get 100 miles of EV range with just 10 minutes on public DC fast chargers. Wow. The techie in me also loves the support for Super Cruise. That's the industry's first true hands-free driver assistance technology on more than 200,000 miles of highways across the US and Canada. Reservations are open now with a fall 2023 ship date. All right. Fisker is showing its new Ocean EV SUV here at CES, powered by Fisker Intelligent Pilot, its advanced autonomous driving tech, which uses cameras, sensors, and radar for better resolution to see further in front of the vehicle and distinguish objects sooner. The Ocean also features a solar roof that generates up to 2,000 miles of range per year from sunlight alone. Inside, it has a 17-inch rotating screen, a world's first, and a powered doggy window in the back. The Fisker New Ocean will start at just $30,000 with tax credits when it debuts later this year. All right, you might know Hyundai for cars, but the South Korean conglomerate is evolving into a robotics powerhouse. They've introduced the concept of mobility of things that will power everything from passenger pods, people movers, if you will, to transport you autonomously to robotic helper. Here is Spot doing its thing. There's healthcare applications, as you can see, and much more from Hyundai. Next up, Stellantis introduced the Chrysler Airflow concept here at CES, and with it, their EV strategy moving forward. The automaker promises to invest more than $34 billion into electrification and software within the next 4 years. In fact, Chrysler will be fully electric by 2028. Let's end off with Wejo, as they've introduced Wejo Neural Edge here at CES. They've partnered with Microsoft to capture only critical data and to create a metaverse digital twin of both your car and the driving environment, helping to bring autonomous vehicles and smart cities to a true realization. Wow. Well, there you go, a wrap up from the 2022 Consumer Electronics Show. Back to you in the studio.
I love going to CES. It's
CES
so much
is
fun.
one of my favorites. Yep. We'll be back with more News 25 right after this break.
This segment is brought to you by Higher Society Smoke Shop in Las Vegas. Call 702-982-2300. Call 702-982-2300.
Welcome back. Well, a report released Thursday by the Las Vegas Realtors shows 2021 was a record year for sales of existing homes in Southern Nevada, with more than 50,000 properties changing hands despite rapidly rising prices and a tight housing supply. LVR reported that the median price of existing single-family homes sold in Southern Nevada through its multiple listing service during December was $425,000. The median home price is up 23.2% from $345,000 just 1 year ago. That tops the record high set in November.
And from January 10th through the 25th of this month, Nevada's law enforcement agencies throughout the state will be joining forces in citing distracted drivers. Nevada law clearing states that the use of a handheld electronic device such as a cell phone, MP3 player, GPS device, etc. while driving is legal. Nevada's ban on handheld devices while driving went into effect back January 1st of 2012, and law enforcement continues to spot and cite offenders every day.
Well, Pahrump Valley Auto Plaza is hosting a car wash this weekend to benefit the baseball team at Pahrump Valley High School. Money raised will be used to buy new equipment for the team and make repairs to the facility.
We're doing a car wash-a-thon. So we're trying to raise funds for the Pahrump Valley High School baseball program. So the kids are coming up, they're going to dry off cars, spruce up cars a little bit, and looking for donations.
We are trying to fundraise some money for our batting cages to get them up to par. We're trying to, estimated goal is $3,500 to try to raise on Saturday from 10 to 2.
Talking to the coaches, they were looking for some sponsorship, and what a better way to do some sponsorship than a car wash and get the kids active and involved in it so they could take a little pride. We're going to see the team out here, they're going to be drying, they're going to be working.
Our fundraiser Saturday is for raising money for the cages. As you can see, we have a lot of holes. These are old and it could be dangerous for the players if a ball goes through. And then we have some cages in the backside. We need nets and turf so we can set up 4 stations back there so they have a regimen to go through during practice. You know, T-ball, machine, fastball, curveball, all that good stuff for the players.
Basically, it's a free car wash. There's no donation required, but it's definitely accepted.
Again, that car wash to benefit Pahrump Valley High School's baseball team is tomorrow, Saturday, from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. at Pahrump Valley Auto Plaza.
A local band is teaming up with a newly opened Pahrump restaurant to collect food and blankets for people in the community.
We're going to ask people that come, if they can, to bring a can of food or non-perishable food items and or blankets or sleeping bags for the homeless we have. We've got probably 200 people in the desert. I never counted them, but there's a lot of homeless people that are living in the desert, either in the car or a beat up old RV or whatever, and they all, it's real cold right now, so they could use some sleeping bags or blankets and definitely food. And we don't really have a real centralized place that helps the homeless here. So this is something that will help the people that are out there in the desert freezing right now. So we're going to go out and disperse it. My friend of mine and a couple homeless people I know, they know everybody. We're going to go out and just give it to everybody once we accumulate it. So anyway, Sunday from 3 to 7, it's going to be here. We've got a great little band that hosts the jam session called Ear Candy. And then we usually have 9 to a dozen other musicians show up to sit in with us. So it's pretty fun, and the Mexican food's good. Come on down. All Star Real Estate bought 20 sleeping bags that we're donating. Like I say, obviously that's just the tip of the iceberg if there's 200 people in the desert, but it helps. And then we hope other people might have an old sleeping bag they can bring in or some old blankets, and it'll just help out. I mean, it's going down below freezing sometimes right now, and it probably will through January anyway, so it helps people out.
If you'd like to drop off some non-perishable food items or maybe a blanket, coat, or sleeping bag, just stop by 5280 Mexican Grub and Pub this Sunday, January 9th between 3 and 7. They are located at 2450 West Mesquite Avenue here in Pahrump. We'll be back with more News 25 right after this.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. News 25, local news you can count on.
Well, if you're looking to heat things up a bit this winter, you'll want to listen to this one. A recent study found people who eat chili peppers may live longer. Cleveland Clinic's Dr. Bo Shu led the study, and he looks at diets of more than 500,000 people around the world.
Subjects who regularly consumed chili pepper, particularly the hot chili pepper, had a lower risk, relative risk of dying from all causes, as well as dying from heart and vascular related causes, as well as cancer related deaths.
He suspects the health benefits come from the main compound found in chili peppers, capsaicin. It gives chili peppers their distinct taste and smell. It also has an anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effect on the body and helps regulate blood glucose levels. It's not clear from the study how much chili pepper you would have to consume or how often.
If you're someone who likes spicy food, hopefully this gives you confirmation. If you're someone who has never tried spicy food, I think at least hopefully this study will serve as an incentive for you to give it a go.
More research is needed on the health benefits of the chili pepper. In the meantime, Dr. Shu encourages his patients to focus on eating a heart-healthy diet with plenty of fruits and vegetables.
And for today's Save a Pet, we're back in the yard at Desert Haven Animal Society. That's where we find Darby O'Donnell Westerman, who introduces us to Goose.
Today's Save a Pet segment is made possible by Realty Executives in Action. Put the team at Realty Executives in action for you.
Hi, I'm Darby here at Desert Haven Animal Society, and today we are joined with Goose. Goose is a 4-year-old Shar-Pei mix. Beautiful doggy. He's kind of like a goldish to a red, so he has like a little bit of gold like under, and then it fades up to like almost a red color up top. Classic Shar-Pei with a lot of wrinkles around his face and the itty bitty little ears. Just super sweet little guy. Goose seems like he came from a very sad situation. He has a little bit of like fur missing from his tail. He has some cuts and little bits of markings all over him. It's really quite sad, honestly, because he's such a sweet, sweet boy, a very, very gentle personality, very calm, and just like looks at you very sweetly. And he just wants to go and try and like do his best, and you can tell that he's just trying. If you want to come and see Goose or any of his friends here at Desert Haven Animal Society, you can give them a call, 775-751-7020, or you can look them up on their Facebook page at Desert Haven Animal Society.
News 25 Weather Cam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Got some clouds in the sky, but
Cloudy.
a beautiful sunset.
Yep, and we'll have more on the weather coming up in just a moment.
News 25 Weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios. Yay, we made it to the end of the week and heading into the weekend. Let's do it strong, shall we? Fernley, Fallon, Carson City. We got all three flavors of 50s. We've got mid, high, and low 50s. Look at you guys go. Tonopah out to 46. Goldfield shortly thereafter at 47. We've got Beatty up to 60 degrees. Amargosa in Las Vegas and Death Valley all stuck down in the low and mid 60s. And here in the paradise of Pahrump, well, we got 57 glorious degrees. And look at those big puffy clouds out there on the horizon. You're going to see them just for a minute longer until the sun goes all the way down. Set at 4:45 this evening, and we're heading for a low tonight at 36 degrees. Tomorrow, sun getting up bright and early, just about 7 o'clock, and we'll head for a 61 degree high. It's going to be a majestic, mostly sunny day. Northwesterly winds to 10 miles per hour, and that humidity really kicking up this time of year. I just don't get it, 41%, and it's got nothing to do but head on into the weekend with clear skies. Hey, lots of humidity and clear skies. Saturday, Sunday looking pretty good, actually. Sparkly, shiny weather, 61 degrees throughout the week is sort of the theme, give or take a couple. Lows at night in the low and mid 30s, and it looks like we're getting some cloud cover next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so but no talk of rain, so that's all right. Enjoy the sunshiny weekend, and we'll see you back on the other side. Here's Deanna.
Thanks so much, John. Don't forget, everybody, of course, Legacy Racing will have all the updated results on this off-road race on Monday. And also, don't forget about that car wash fundraiser tomorrow.
Yep, taking my car. It needs it.
There you go. It's going to be at Pahrump Valley Auto Plaza right there on Charleston Park, right off of Highway 160 behind AutoZone from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. We'll see you back here on Monday. We also want to remind everybody about that Coat Drive 3 to 7 at the 5280 Mexican Grub and Pub on Mesquite Avenue. I'm Deanna.
I'm Stacy Jensen.
Good night.